I have to say, for all of your listeners who think once this is through, that's an end of it, the bad news is that is just the start. It is then the real negotiations begin. And if we have made such heavy weather of the first round, which is just to agree those 3 points, before we've even decided what our economic partnership is with the EU, which is going to take many more years, that is just a warning. Brexit is going to suck the life out of British politics for a decade. It'll be a decade of wasted opportunities.
Come what may.
When we, if either it's a customs union or her deal or a hard Brexit, whatever, all the kind of grievances that led people to vote for leave in the first place, their standard of living, helping young people get started on the housing ladder, the state of some of our cities outside the southeast, whatever it was, you're not going to get politicians' attention for at least another 5 years and probably 10 years. They'll be busy trying to work out exactly on what terms we sell our goods and services to the EU and around the world.
And does that cause you sorrow as a politician?
It does, and it does. And I tell you, when I stood down from the House of Commons in 2015, I actually thought, and there are many problems facing Britain, I actually thought the story of Britain in the last few decades has actually been, compared with around the world, quite a lot of progress. I used to think, when I was working for Margaret Thatcher in the 1980s, it had been despite our membership of the EU. I increasingly came to think it was partly because of our membership of the EU. The access to those markets, the movement of people in and out, British people having the opportunity so easy to travel across Europe,
flexible economy,
great markets for our services. So I think that is in jeopardy. It's been a massive wake-up call, and even if we end up staying, then I think it's, there's lessons for all of us about domestic policy. But the trouble is, any of these Brexit deals, when we put them to the people, if the people then say yes, we will then have years more of detailed negotiation when there'll be less attention to housing policy. There'll be less ability to boost the performance of our regions, not more. We're going to have this wrangling for years.